It's a brand new season of But Seriously, We Mean It, and we're coming back bigger and better. We're still giving you conversations that come to you as an afterthought, and we're connecting with you on a much bigger level. We are stepping out, literally stepping out and trying out different things. So brace yourself. This is going to be one jam-packed season. No, but seriously, we mean it.
Welcome. This is a 5-minute full body stretch to help release tension and stress. Let's begin seated. Any way you feel comfortable with your own knees, maybe even sitting on a pillow. Planting the left hand to your side. Rest here if this is enough of a stretch, or begin to draw the right ear towards the right shoulder. Option to draw the chin up and down, finding a bit of movement here. Switching sides, right hand to the left ear to the left shoulder. Option to find some movement, drawing the chin up and down. Observing the body here as you find movement. Release. Take a moment to recirculating the neck. And when you're ready, come to your belly.
Belly.
Inhale, pull the chest off the mat. Gentle bend to the elbows for cobra pose.
Okay, go for it.
Inhale once again. Feel free to straighten the arms this time.
Your body is tense. Breathe, it makes it easier.
Right here, or if you'd like, you can take a gentle twist, gazing over your shoulder, and then gazing over the other shoulder.
Well, I'm doing it all wrong.
And we'll exhale, release, sending the hips towards your heels for child's pose.
Child's pose. Like this. Okay.
Softening hips. Observing the body here.
And the side.
That space in the torso, and as you exhale, soften the shoulders. Inhale back to center. Exhale, walking the hands towards your right this time. Left side body. Exhale, softening the shoulders. Inhale back to center. We'll round up one vertebrae at a time. Let the head come up last. As you exhale, rounding through the spine, chin to chest, palms to touch, right in front of you.
Okay, we need to
Inhale, gaze up, open the arms, open the chest. And we'll continue sinking the breath with movement.
I don't know if this is good. I don't know.
On your next inhale, reaching the hands up overhead.
But
Exhale, heart center.
heart center.
Thank you for joining.
Namaste.
If you enjoyed this video, don't
I did.
subscribe to my channel.
I'm subscribing to your channel, girl.
Why are you laughing?
Yeah, that was,
How did that feel?
it felt good. I just realized how tense my body actually is.
Is it?
My body's very tense. It's very painful.
So we're talking about all things chakra. Hello, welcome, welcome.
Hey guys, welcome. But seriously,
So why were you laughing?
it just feels odd. Doing yoga to me feels odd, but I have a feeling that it's good for my spirit, my well-being, yeah.
Isn't it intimidating?
It is. I feel like I have to be perfect, and I don't even do this, so I shouldn't even be thinking that I should be
And
perfect.
perfection is
Yeah,
overrated.
it
I-
really is.
I struggled with. I've gotten so used to watching an instructor. I don't trust myself to listen and implement what they say I should do.
Oh.
So I'm just like, yes, I know what the child pose is, but when they say take your left hand, already I'm panicking. I'm like, okay, and then what if it's
I
not the
put my
actual
hand
pose?
here instead of here, so there's that as well. But I think it's a good place to start this conversation regarding chakra, what's good for you, meditating, you know, everything that has to do with one's well-being and how we keep ourselves centered. If you do, yeah.
What's your perception of a chakra hun?
Both good and bad. It's not my perception.
Okay.
But I feel like there's like a perception of someone that tries to decenter themselves so much from what's happening in the world. Yeah, so like you're always looking to, which is I think it's a great thing to always look to outside forces to make you feel better about what's happening here. So God, yeah. So
I like chakra huns, but to a certain degree, I feel like there's a level of detachment, or they are not accessible sometimes because of that intimidation that I was talking about earlier.
Yes.
That you feel like you have to be a certain way, you have to dress a certain way. So can I have a specific look, and still be a part of the people who practice some of these things that chakra huns are very vocal about? I am of the belief that everybody has a bit of chakra in them.
100%.
And when they say align your chakras, isn't that something that everybody has?
How? In what way? Please explain.
So there is I don't have the language, the vocabulary, but there is the Don Chakra that's in, there's the crown chakra, there's the, I can't remember the actual things, but everybody has that. So sometimes you open a gate that you didn't know exists because you have that chakra. So when they say I'm aligning my chakras, I believe that everybody has chakras.
Which is important to do, actually, to align your chakras in this busy world that we're living in. When we speak about chakra huns, and it's very closely linked to, according to me, it's closely linked to wokeness.
Okay.
Which has also become like a thing where we get attacked when we are being woke on a certain subject.
Okay.
How woke can somebody be? How woke is too woke?
You made a reference earlier. You made a reference earlier when it starts sounding like really like what is wrong with you? What are you saying? And you started to Ngati, you're not making any sense. Okay, I want to address something. The thing that created a wall between me and chakra huns, or what I believe to be chakra huns, some of them look raggedy, like they're carrying, there's always layers, there's like,
I like that.
you see? But for me, I was like, okay, how do I become a Chakra Hun
Without looking like that?
all of those layers. At the same time, some of them make them look so cool.
But that's the thing. I think that's the coolness element that comes with it, because a lot of Chakra Huns are really cool people. But I also struggle with the aesthetic, because it's like, what if I want to wear, what if I'm not, what if I don't feel comfortable dressing like that, but I want to join your community?
Are you also seeing the danger of this conversation, how we are approaching it? We are looking at the exterior. We're starting from the outside and not really interrogating what's happening within, because I get a sense that there are people who are so in tune, and somebody else would look at you and think, you're a Chakra Hun. You drink tea. You ditched coffee.
I drink rooibos tea.
But and I just feel you've got valid reasons, right?
Yeah.
And yet when somebody else has the same preferences and they just look,
we demonize it. When something is not familiar to us, I get what you're saying in terms of, because we do so many things. I think everyone does it. We meditate, we journal. I journal a lot. It's a form of prayer. So what do people do that can seem Chakra Hun-like, not Chakra Honey, but is a necessity to keep you going?
Let's list some of them. It's prayer. I've already touched
prayer
on it.
Is definitely one of mine. Prayer is one of mine. Journaling is one of mine. I struggle to meditate. I'm trying to get myself into the I need to teach myself.
I want us to talk about that meditation.
Yeah.
And I want to go back to the wokeness that you spoke about. Please remind me later.
Okay.
And I want to talk about the meditation. But I want to also highlight something. Have you noticed how there's people who are obsessed with sunrise and sunset?
No.
But they think, it's just aesthetic. But there's something about those times that speak to them. And they don't necessarily regard themselves as Chakra Huns, but there's something about energy that they will talk about all the time.
And the thing is, people always talk about energy. A lot of people talk about energy. And that links to this. It's very important. When you align yourself and you go out in there, the kind of energy that people receive from you is different from you just existing.
Let's bring it back home. What's your routine, or what are your practices that you feel keep you grounded? How did you stumble across them, and how often do you practice?
So number one is prayer. I do it every day. For me, it's like it keeps me going. Number two is journaling. I used to do it every day, but I think I slack these days. I like doing it because it removes me from the state that I'm currently in. So when I journal, I will write as if, like I write in the present tense.
Okay.
Manifesting of some sort. It keeps me going to, when I go back, I'm like, oh, okay, that actually happened. So those are for me, the
three. Journaling, prayer, and two.
Yeah, two.
Yes, okay.
Those are the two.
Every day.
Journaling, not anymore. I used to do it every day, but prayer, I do it every day. Journaling, I visit it, but it's every week.
I relate to the two so that's also part of my practice. I do quite a bit of breath work as well. Breathing is so breathing will save your life. Breathing will help you ground yourself in situations where you would easily lose it.
How do you do it? Like, let's say you are in a situation where somebody's really testing you right now. What's my go-to breath work?
Okay, I don't have the technical language for these things.
Okay.
This one time, as part of training, we were told that when people say breathe in, we do it so wrong because we think, and you don't breathe. They say you must feel your diaphragm expand and then you feel it again contract. And that's how you know you're breathing right. You feel your breath as your belly moves. And then also this thing of breathe in, you tend to, instead of, and then
Okay.
I didn't understand the... now I need the vocabulary for it.
Yeah.
When you breathe out, when I'm upset, I sigh it out so that I release.
Oh.
I recently learned that there's also impact in making sounds. So like, it sounds very Chakra Hun-like, but, and I laughed the first time I watched someone do it. I was like, what on earth is happening? But it feels like it's a great way of releasing.
Okay.
And then in moments where I'm losing it, I have learned to separate myself from the situation.
That is important.
Do a bit of breath work.
So, okay, you separate. Aren't there instances where you won't be able to separate yourself from the situation?
I have to create a way. I have to create room. So obviously I don't go, Mali, you're upsetting me.
No, but like okay, that would be
weird.
If you're in a boardroom and then something really ticks you off, what do you do to separate yourself? You can't just walk out.
I can't just walk out. But I could create room for a bathroom break or grab a glass of water. Can I just quickly get water? And then I can do my breath work like 5 in, out, then I'm sorted. So
it actually helps.
It really does help. But sometimes, because you said something earlier about being anxious about not doing it right. When I started off, I used to get very frustrated. I'd feel air in my belly. I'd get gas because I wasn't breathing right.
Okay.
And when I would inhale, I wouldn't exhale the air that I inhaled, if that makes any sense. I am so sorry. If it doesn't make sense, try it. I don't know. Google it, anything. But then I realized I was breathing with that anxiety of wanting to do it right. Not listening to my body. And this one time, there was a video where it was a yoga session, stretch for anxiety and whatever. And then the lady said, don't stress yourself too much about doing it right. Do what your body is telling you to do, because the body responds. So when you can feel an ache around the neck area, and she says, place your left arm on the side and then make a slight twist, do a slight twist, and then tilt your head to the right. I can feel about, okay, actually there's something here. I can tilt, and then they say, if you feel like there's a bit of relief and you want to add a bit of pressure, do whatever. And now you can sense, well, hi man, actually, I feel a bit stiff. Helps. And then you stretch it until you're comfortable.
I did when I was stretching. I realized that I'm very stiff. Like my body is actually very tense, even when I'm touching it now. So it is important to, oh, Jesus, okay. Yeah. That is a bit beautiful.
Now let's go back to that woke. How woke is too woke. I yet again, I'm bringing this thing up because it's so intimidating. Because you feel like you need to know certain things that everybody else doesn't know. And when someone asks you, are you a Chakra Hun? I can't easily say yes because I don't have the vocabulary for my breath work. I don't have the lingo.
Vocabulary to say the things, like there's a certain way.
Do you know what I mean? So, where do you think we'll get to a point where we can exist without putting pressure and imposing labels on people? Because nobody said...
And people use it so negatively though also, like you can be in a conversation with people, like just random conversations, and then people are all going this way, right? Then you bring in this thought process and they're like, oh my gosh, you're being a Chakra Hun. Already that is like, you're killing our vibe. Like, why do you have to always try to make sense of everything? But it's important to make sense of stuff.
But sometimes, honestly, though, it's
you
not
don't have to make sense of
really is not that deep.
Like, sometimes it's like, really? Did you really go that far?
One thing that is also annoying is that toxic positivity. I struggled with manifestation, and actually a friend of mine said the same thing, that she feels like sometimes the concept of manifesting things and speaking positive vibes into your life corners you into constant, you can't even feel sad, you can't feel angry because you can't do that. Don't attract that energy.
You're attracting.
When am I supposed to feel all those negative emotions that I experience?
That's very tricky because I also, I struggled with it for years. I was just like, I am sad right now. Things are not going according to plan. But if I have to manifest certain things, I have to say, I'm so happy I'm living in my 5-bedroom mansion. But I'm not.
But I'm not.
But at the same time, I understand why your thoughts need to align with what you want.
How do we do that amidst the hustle and bustle and the disappointments and the rejection and the failed plans?
Even if you don't have the things right now, you live as if you already have them.
I don't know about that.
Yeah.
We're still talking about toxic positivity. Yes, and I was saying that I struggle with it. I struggle with the concept of manifesting because I feel like there's no room for me to feel anything negative. And my question to you was, how do I strike a balance between having my mind constantly in the right state to manifest positive things into my life, and then that against the realities that sometimes I'm just upset and I want a pity party.
Yeah, or you're sad, not even upset, or things are not going the right way. What should you do? Like I'm struggling currently, but I get the concept and I think it works. I think it really works. If you follow through and then you learn how to do it properly and you're in the right vibrational something.
That looked very Chakra Hun like.
Things will align, I swear to God.
How do we get to have this, how do we feel fluid? How do we embrace fluidity, being a Chakra Hun in spaces where you might just seem uncool? Because you said something earlier that there's certain people who would judge you for having practice in certain things. So how do you then make that normal in those spaces?
I think it's going to take a long time because it's a shocker for most people. Like, why are you doing that? Is there a reason why you're supposed to be? I don't know. It's going to take some time to get to a place where we're like, let's allow people to practice what they want to practice without judging them or making them feel like they are trying to be perfect.
Trying to be perfect. Let's go back to the routine we started with stretching. And so the lady says, go into the child pose. What came to mind?
Nothing came to mind. I was like, I looked at you like, oh, what am I doing? Okay, cool. I don't know. Nothing came to mind. I didn't know what I was going to do. Because the child pose could be like, I thought it's like when a baby is inside the stomach, whatever. So I don't know. I was confused.
Did that not influence when you were laughing? Were you laughing because it was funny, or did you feel ridiculous doing it?
I felt ridiculous. And I knew even before doing it that I was going to get to that point where I have to giggle because I'm like, what the hell am I doing? If I'm doing this thing in my head, I'm supposed to be doing it perfectly. So I guess it's the intimidation that we spoke about earlier.
Yeah, I don't know if... I enjoy it. I enjoy yoga. I wish I knew more about it. I actually want to learn more about it, the history.
I think you should.
Yeah.
I want to also enjoy it. I want to do the breath work. I want to be able to not let the outside world influence my inner world too much. Although it's difficult because there's a lot going on. But yeah.
So you said prayer keeps you going and you said journaling keeps you going. What keeps you grounded?
Still haven't figured that out. Am I grounded?
How am I supposed to?
I don't know. I'm trying to figure it out. What keeps me grounded? That's a difficult question.
While you think about that, I also want you to consider a conversation we had a while ago where you said when you're meditating, you feel like sometimes you just, did you sleep?
I sleep.
Yeah, you slept. And then there's also just thinking. I struggled with meditating initially because I would think about
I think that's where my
my own
struggle
things.
comes from. I think that's where my struggle comes from. I can't. I've realized that over these past few months, I'm thinking more than anything. So trying to not think is difficult.
Okay,
No
let's,
lie.
let's go through the hours of the day. In the morning, midday, and in the evening or at night, just before you switch off. There's no way as a human being, this is just my opinion by the way, there's no way as a human being you're expecting the energy of Ugengayo to sustain you all the way to the evening. At some point, I think that you would have needed to recharge or step back. But how do you suppose you will get through the day if there's no practice that keeps you going?
It's a good question, and it makes me think that I need to adopt something. Because then you struggle and then you start picking up unhealthy habits.
Unhealthy habits. We should have a conversation about that one.
We're definitely going to have a conversation about that one because we're all trying to navigate this world, trying to do our best, but it's so difficult.
What would you say to a Chakra Hun or person who thought Chakra Huns are annoying?
They must open themselves up. There's so many things to learn. I think you can learn so much from people that aren't in the same school of thought as you. So if you don't believe in it, there's so much that you can learn from them. There's so much that they can learn from you. So let's not judge each other.
Also, that thing of wanting to police other people's thoughts.
I hate
Ditch that thing because
I really hate that.
if you don't subscribe to it, then just let them be.
And don't try to find reasons why it shouldn't happen that way. If people believe in something, let them be. As long as it's not harming people or inciting violence or whatever, let people believe in whatever that they believe in.
Word. I want to try out. What do I want to try out? Tea I drink. Meditating.
There's nothing else you're supposed to be trying out. You do everything. Now you must. What should you do now? What can you do?
I should wear rugs. I'm kidding.
Well, no. Okay,
I'm kidding. But no, I really want to know
start
why.
painting your face?
No, I don't want anything that's
Too out there.
Yeah, I don't want anything that'll change my personality.
Yeah.
I don't want to have to be somebody I'm not.
Yeah.
But there's things that I am learning are actually something I wanted to say was some of this stuff is not new.
They're not. They're really not new. What I want to try is I'd like to try going to like a tarot reader. I think that would be interesting for me. Just to hear what they have to say. Try out salt baths and all those things just to, center myself.
To ground yourself.
Yeah, I want to try those things. What do you want to try?
I'm fascinated by crystals.
Oh, okay.
Crystals, I think. I just want to know. Oh, there's this thing where they recharge them in the sun or something like that.
Dang, I feel like there's so much I don't know about
There's so much, and I think it's a world that you could tap into.
I'd also like to tap into it. I think it's something worth exploring.
But everybody's got a chakra in them. A bit of Chakra Hun in them.
Yeah.
Yep. That's how we wrap it up. See you next time.
Bye.